Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the stream. It's Monday. It's time for some ZRacing. We're doing Sprinter's Playground. Gotta adjust that cam so I don't look like a giant white ghost. That'll be better. Or should be better anyways. There we go. Looking a little more color in my face. So hopefully you guys had a good weekend. Got your North America Black Friday shopping done, all that kind of good stuff. Getting your last minute deals on this Cyber Monday. Speaking of which, FF Durham will get you 27.5% off Final Frontier heart rate monitor. For those of you who are interested in such a thing. So by all means, use that, and then it goes back down to its normal percentage, which is like, I think 20, 15 maybe. Not 100% sure, but anyways, best deal for that guy right now. So we're just doing a light pedal warm up. We'll jump in the pen here shortly. Looking on the Discord, saw that Peter may be joining us for this race, so it'll be good. Might get some other people in as well. Did my first cold plunge yesterday for those of you who watch the stream. You can check out over on my Instagram or TikTok if you want to see how that all kind of went down. Wasn't exactly what I would call warm. Mind you, it's not supposed to be, so. We got 18 minutes before the race starts. Throw that in the chat over here. That way, those people will know exactly when we're launching off. So last race, last opportunity to move up in the GC. I don't think I'm anywhere in the mix anyways. It's been a tough series. It's been fast. You know, these races have been really, really fast. I will say on the continuum of things, I think in terms of difficulty of competitors, you know, it's ZRL is here, ZRacing is here, and then I did a casual kind of drop in, not really, I mean, you still race, but crit race on the weekend there in Glasgow Crit, and that felt surprisingly good for most of it. It didn't feel like I was terribly outclassed at all. I think I was 5th or 6th maybe. I could have done better potentially, but yeah, it was a good race. I enjoy that. I enjoy that circuit. I enjoy the Glasgow Crit circuit probably more than any other crit circuit out there. Hey Chris, welcome to the stream. Thank you very much. Yeah, We're on the specialized Venge for this and a disc wheel. I'm going for fast. There's not a lot of elevation in Sprinter's Playground, so we're all about flat ground speed, I guess. These ones, like I said, they've been a bit tough. They've been going fast and they don't really ease off throughout. So I kind of expect the same for this. I imagine it's going to be a fast pace, which you know, I kind of wish a little bit more relaxed and a little bit more sprinty at the end. Usually by the time I hit the end, I'm cooked. So there's not much left in my legs. But like I said, yesterday in Glasgow Crit, that wasn't necessarily the case. It was a good pace, but there's like little bouts of recovery in there. Attacks, recovery, but Glasgow Crit is the multi-lap guy, and there's really, when you're not doing like ZRL, which had sprint points throughout, which forced the pace, you just have that hill where people are going to attack, and everybody knows that, so kind of plays into that. So we got about 15 minutes before the race launch here, so I'm just going to yammer on. So if there's anything that you want to talk about, by all means, let me know. Anything you want to discuss in the chat, we can talk about it. So I started cold plunging yesterday. I did it on the live stream. As the name entails, cold ice bath. It is cold. I did way better than I thought I was going to. I lasted about 8 minutes in the tub. And I think I will max them out at 10. I don't know if I will be able to do as long today. We'll see. We'll see kind of how it goes. But yeah, it's an interesting experience. Definitely feel a lot more awake after something like that. Definitely weirdly kind of energized. But yeah, it was an interesting first experience. I've never done anything like polar dips or polar swims or anything along those lines, so it definitely was a new experience for me overall. I've been reading a ton of research on it for the upcoming video, and looking at the science of, you know, cold immersion adaptation and all those kind of things. So really kind of diving in there, and I'm still, you know, doing the research on the vegan aspect of things as well. For those of you who don't know, I did a stint there where I went vegan to see how it would affect performance, and that video will be forthcoming at some point. So yeah, it's been kind of interesting over here. Did the race earlier. There's a bit of a climb towards the end, but otherwise mainly flat. Yeah, it's not a ton of elevation. I think it's what, 35 meters a lap kind of thing. I think that's about it. So I mean, it's not a hilly affair, which is good. That little dip, I think it goes down under the street and then climbs back up. That's where you start to see some people push it in some elevation, or start to push the pace a bit and get some separation between that and the groups. I imagine there will be a big group this time. Usually these races, there's about 50 some guys, so it's not the biggest race. It's not the smallest race either. So I imagine the pace is going to be fast. I'm just going to try to bury myself in the group, and as is tradition, can, you know, kind of save as much energy as I can for the event. We're going to jump in the pen here, and I'm going to switch to the race screen right away because I learned my lesson from the ZRL. Oh, I'm right up front here. Only got 10 people in the pen. But the ZRL, I raced like 4 or 5 laps, and I had not switched views, so we didn't have this view here. We had the chat screen, and unfortunately, that means people missed about 4 laps of the race. And for me, I was done in the first lap and a half, maybe. So my excitement was first lap, I went for it. I think it was like 12th to 18th place, you know, just outside the top 10, so I didn't do anything for the team in those regards. And that was my attempt, and then went for the climb, and that was enough for me, you know. And those guys on the front just continued to bang every lap and go for it. Just unreal, some of the power that people have. You know, it's impressive, and you know, again, it never gets easier, it just gets faster. So I'm sure there's the same thing in Cat B, same thing in Cat A. There's always going to be somebody that can push your pace, you know, unless you are the guy, which I don't know anybody who is the guy that is racing all the time and winning all the time. Always somebody out there that can beat you, and you probably just haven't met them yet. I used to always say that when I was fighting, it was, you know, you'd win, and you think you're indestructible, but as you get older, it's just a matter of time. Your days are numbered before somebody better than you finds you and beats you. It's just kind of how it goes. That's how the change of the guard is. I mean, otherwise we'd have the same winners all the time, and they would never be unthrown, but that's not how it works. You know, the best in the world are the best in the world for so long, and then they're replaced by somebody who's better. You know, it's the exchange of decline and peaking kind of thing, which is just how sports are in general. You know. But looking forward to the race. I don't know if Peter's in here or not. I haven't seen his name pop up. You know, the moment I say Peter's name, I see his name in the chat. Good evening, Peter. How's it going? You racing with us this evening, or are you taking this evening off? That is the question. Are you here to take the podium, or are you just, you know, gonna relax and watch? That's the big question. Now I'm definitely looking for Peter's jersey. Oh, that's right. You see, I was talking about picking the Specialized Venge earlier with the disc wheel, and I forgot this whole series is based around the Tron bike. So we're all on the same bike. I'm with Peter. I kind of don't like that. There is something a little bit to bike selection. You know, I've gone on courses and picked a lighter bike, knowing that there's a good amount of climbing, just to give me that little bit of speed in there, and knowing that being heavier on the flats, that will make up a little bit of that difference. But yeah, there's no choosing anything here. It's just strictly, you're on the Tron bike, that's it. You got the same thing as everybody else. Mind you, I find with these races, the Tron bike, if people have it, tends to be their bike of choice. But there is that Zwift bike selection app, and you will see that even though the Tron bike is well rounded, it is not the fastest bike on a lot of courses. It gets beat out by a lot of things, and by a decent margin. And that's all things being equal. The power, they base it on the power. I'm in the pen on my boring Tron bike. Do you at least set the color? See, I set mine to orange because of the team colors, but you know, it's they're all the same. And the other thing is too, is if you watch the Tron bikes, as you lay down power, the brighter they get. So I think sometimes they can, if you're paying attention, which I'm generally not, it might actually give away what you're doing. You'll see that, that glow kick in a little higher, somebody's starting their move. But same thing, if you see them standing out of their seat or the character starting out of the seat, you also know they're laying down power as well. So always blue and pink. That's a good combo. It's a good combo. So we got 5 minutes before start. We got 18 in the pen, 19 in the pen. If you haven't done so already, give the stream a thumbs up. Always helps out. It is greatly appreciated. I'll hop off the bike for 1 second here. Grab a sweatband. Try to jump back on here, try to clip in. There we go. Sweatband on the bike. Oh, it's funny when you stop pedaling and then you start pedaling again. It's like so heavy. I did a Zwift Academy. I don't know if they've done something to the pens, but I was there, and oh my God, the amount of tension that it took to get moving at all. Like, it was just like in the pen, like full on. Felt like you were climbing like a massive degree upwards. It was really messed up. I couldn't even really get a proper warm in up in. See, now it's fine. I don't know if it's my trainer or if it's the Zwift telling my trainer. Or what the deal is. Now we got 340 to launch. $31 in the pen thus far. So we'll probably have about 40, 50 guys in this race. Two minutes, 30 seconds. What's going on, Lee? Welcome to the stream. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. going to be a... I think it's going to be a fast little run. I'm kind of hoping people just go out at this nice 65 watt pace that I got going. We just kind of hold on for that for a lap and a half and then let the fireworks go, but it's never how it goes. Wearing the Kaboom kits. Oh, you see, I'd be looking for that blue jersey. The Kaboom kit's the comic book one with like the POW on it, or does it say Kaboom on it? I don't even know. All right, 27 seconds. I hope so too. Now we gotta. Yeah. Whew. 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 Huh. Way to go, Peter. Nicely done. Oh. That was fun. I enjoyed that. Whew, 4.2 watts per kilo. What the heck? That's up there. 50 kilos, small guy. Yeah, the attacks were fun. It's kind of nice to have Peter with that. I thought for a moment that might make a go of it, but that was a long way out to hold that for sure. Whew. Yeah, that was good fun. I know, always seeing Peter in the mix keeps me motivated. Yeah, that attack was just to kind of push and then recover a bit, and then when I saw Peter, I'm like, well, let's see what we can do here. And I think it, as you said, Lee, woke up the rest of the group a bit. That was fun. That was fun part. That's why I kind of wish they had like a way to do full-on crit racing, in the sense that maybe some course like Glasgow, but maybe a longer race, So, you know, you got teammates go, you got to cover people, all those kind of things. You know, have the brake stick. Forgot to pair my heart rate monitor, so I had to stop for 200 meters and then chase for 2K. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah. Well, that's not good. That could have made the difference between you and, to be honest, first place. Having to chase like that. That was a ton of fun. Oh, ton of fun. Now this is called procrastination because I gotta do a cold plunge as well. So that is that is something else. Cold plunging, I tell you, man. Whew. Wakes you up. It's gonna wake me up. And a ride cool down a bit. Now, we always appreciate you here, Lee. It's always good to have you in the chat. Yeah, I'm doing it. So, I don't know, if you watch my regular videos, you'll probably notice that there is a huge delay between when something comes out and something is put on the YouTube channel. So I think and then sometimes get stuff pulled ahead. Like this week is actually the unboxing of the ice plunge tub. So I just finished, I converted to vegan about a little over a month ago for a 30-day period to see what effect that would have on my cycling and my power and all those kind of good things, and take a look at it and see if it makes a difference. Because there is some science behind plant-based athleticism that says it's good for endurance sports like cycling, and there's a number of different reasons. And I just wanted to kind of put things to the test in a short period. I'm not vegan anymore. I think on day one after we did the testing, I had like bacon, sausage, eggs, pancakes, because it was like completely, I'll say this, I don't know how vegans do it. In the long term, it's with no like eggs or cheese or anything like that. It's way too complicated for me. Plus I like food, so I'm not saying I ate some great food during that time. So there's that. And then my next one, I'm partnered with Culture here, the cold plunge tub, because there is some science about cold plunging and recovery and athleticism and all that kind of stuff. I'm vegetarian. That's good. Now, when you say vegetarian, you mean, do you eat eggs? Do you eat like milk, seafood, or is it strictly if it walks, talks, breathes, or any kind of that? And just here, for us, or for me, I live in Alberta, which, if you know anything, we're like the Texas of Canada. I just kind of roll my eyes a little bit, I guess. But here is like grain and beef farming is like huge. It's a huge thing. It's like getting vegan options or vegetarian options in a restaurant here is so far behind. When my cousin and his wife came from the UK, they're vegetarian, and we're trying to get stuff to eat, and we were out, and they're like, well, we'll just go pick something up at McDonald's. I'm like, there's nothing for you to eat at McDonald's here. And they're like, oh no, they've got like veggie stuff and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, maybe in the UK, but here it's all beef. Yeah, cheese, eggs, milks, no seafood, nothing alive. You see, okay, So with cheese, eggs, and milk, for me, I can do that. I think I can do that, no problem. Since doing the vegan thing, I don't eat tons of red meat. I like fish a lot, so I'm kind of a fish guy. I grew up by the sea and lobster and stuff like that, so I love my seafood. But yeah, I mean, the vegan part eliminates those things, and eliminating those choices makes it really, really hard. Here, anyways, I think if you have a good plan and you're a good cook and you're good at planning things out, I think you can be very successful in that. What I found was, that my energy levels were a bit better actually. So it's definitely an interesting thing. I think there is some definite advantages to being vegan. One of the things is I used to, until the age of 32, I fought professionally. I retired at the age of 32 from fighting. During that time, because weight is such a key thing, I was actually vegetarian, much in the same way. I'd eat cheese, eggs, and milk during that time. And at that time, there probably wasn't a lot of good science around that being advantageous, but to be honest, I felt great. It was easy for me to keep lean. Lots of energy, no problems, all that kind of stuff. So I think inadvertently back then in making that choice, I stumbled onto something that's good. But definitely I think if you're vegan and you understand your dietary requirements and how to get it properly, I was doing a lot of learning in the last month that it definitely, I think there's some advantages, especially in endurance sports, mainly because the science does show that it helps in the reduction of inflammation by kind of staying away from especially red meat, but meats as a whole. So yeah, but anyways, back to the ice bath. The ice bath is basically similar experiment. It's going to go on 90 days. The guys at Culture were nice enough to give me the tub, which was really cool. Pun wasn't intended there, but I guess pun was there. So we've been, after rides, starting yesterday, jumping straight into the cold plunge tub and kind of hanging out there for a few minutes. So, and the whole thing, ice cold ice bath every single day for 90 days. And there should be some adaptations throughout that that will help with things like endurance sports, in theory. Now, science is kind of mixed, mainly because small groups, placebo effect, things like that. So when you do a lot of experiments, you'll set up a placebo group a lot of times, and they don't know they're not getting the treatment, and that's to measure whether or not there's that psychological placebo effect. Placebo effect's real. I mean, if you think something's helping you, that can actually help improve your performance, which is in itself sometimes a good thing. But it's hard to say, okay, one group is not dipping in ice cold water and the other group is, and having which group know which group is the the test group and which isn't, because if you're in ice water, you definitely know it. But yeah, that's ultimately where that's at. Let's see, it's too dark over there. That's the plunge tub camera. That it was doing it during the day, so it was a lot lighter on there. I suppose if I turned on the studio lights, you could ultimately see it. But yeah, we're gonna do it for 90 days. We're gonna document it. We're gonna do a video. The unboxing comes out on Wednesday. So if you watch that, that'd be great. Anytime we have a new sponsor on the channel, I really want that first video to do really, really well. And hopefully it will. Only 88 days to go. 89, I haven't jumped in there yet. But yeah, it's all in the name of pseudoscience and YouTube, I guess, is kind of what it is. You know, if it helps and aids in recovery, that's definitely, it's on Wednesday, so that video will be on Wednesday. Tomorrow I might just do a regular race. I know it's ZRL, but it's TTT, so I don't think I'm racing. So I might just do another stream in lieu of that. 89, even better. I don't know, man. It's I'll say this, it's bloody cold, man. It's something else. And it took me, I feel like yesterday, it took me the better part of the day to warm up. And I did it 8 o'clock in the morning. Here, it's 5 o'clock now. I think I'm going to be awake, wide awake here once I jump off the bike and jump in there. It's the one thing it does do is it wakes me the hell up. I am like wide awake after that. I'm wired. I am absolutely wired. Which is good, that kind of heightened stuff. And we'll see. As the training load increases, you know, the DOMS, or delayed onset muscle soreness, that you kind of get afterwards, that should potentially help with some of that. But there's also some potential side effects and adaptations that might not go as well. The thing is when you cool down, is that the blood's not flowing, so you're not actually getting the blood as quick to areas that you need to repair. So, you know, some of that adaptation may, you know, sort of be hindered. Like there are studies where people that have done ice baths and they tested things like vertical jump. Their vertical jump actually decreased for a period of time afterwards, but might wake me up. It will definitely wake you up, man. It definitely does that in a rude awakening kind of thing. So, but yeah, we'll see how it kind of goes, and we'll take it from there. But I'm about done the cool down here. I'm gonna jump in the tub, so I'm gonna catch you guys later. Thanks again for joining the stream. Congratulations again to Peter. Fucking awesome job. Nicely done. 3rd place. And it was awesome. Thanks as always, Lee, everybody in the chat, everybody that watched in. Threw a like, threw a thumbs up. We'll probably be back here tomorrow, either WTRL if I get the call up, or just kind of doing a random race. So, all right, guys, we will catch you later. And until next time, see ya.